Excited to partner with WTRE for Tea with Amelia Earhart, featuring Adrian Provenzano on Saturday, March 29th at 10 a.m. The library will be hosting Adrian Provenzano in a first-person replication of Amelia Earhart and serving tea and snacks at 10 a.m. on Saturday, March 29th. Registration is required at greensburglibrary.org/events or 812-663-2826. We hope you'll join us then.
Seven 7:30 WTRE on this Thursday morning, where we feature the Greensburg city. Actually, Greensburg Mayor Joshua Marsh usually in here with us, but he is, I believe, at the Greensburg Optimist Club this morning. Is that right, Sarah Hamer?
I believe so. He's somewhere other than here.
I thought it was. I thought Optimist is the early morning bunch,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
I think you would have to be an Optimist for an early morning bunch.
For this
yeah.
early, yeah.
Yeah, Rotary's at noontime.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
Sarah Hamer, Amber Coyne in with the Building Planning Office, and it's springtime, so we're going to talk about some of the things that go along in conjunction with spring and summer events, such as grass mowing and regulations surrounding that. Also, some fence options you need to be aware of if you're putting up a fence or making changes. So there's also a program that you can get some money if you're doing some rehab there outside at your home. So Sarah and Amber, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you two this morning?
Well, pretty good. Hope everyone's okay after the little bit of rough weather we had last night.
Yeah,
So,
I heard the tornado sirens, and then that's pretty much.
yeah.
I didn't really hear a whole lot after that, and I noticed on the police and sheriff's department report, it didn't appear there was anything to report at that time directly, but there may be some follow-ups from overnight.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
It's always hard when it's dark out. You can't see as much. So, so yeah.
a good point.
But, yeah.
A lot of times reports will come in the morning after when
Yeah.
daylight
daylight.
happens, and we're not in daylight yet.
No.
Just
Almost.
It's still dark.
Almost.
just in case you haven't noticed, it's not daylight yet.
That's right.
And I think probably that's thanks in part to daylight savings time, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, that's a whole nother.
That's a whole other
whole
story.
Other story.
Yes,
All right.
exactly.
So where do you want to start over there?
We're going to
Sarah?
start off with the curb appeal program. We want to talk about the curb appeal program and the sidewalk, shared cost sidewalk and curb program a little bit here just to get started off. So a couple years ago, we developed this curb appeal program to where community members that would qualify can get approval to enhance the exterior of their home, the front part of their home that is visible from the street. It's available to owners of residentially used properties within the Greensburg city limits. And we provide 50% of the matching funds up to $1,000. So if you go and you want to put new landscaping in the front of your home and you spend $1,000, we will reimburse you up to $500 of that. That's the max amount that we'll reimburse. If you want to join in with your neighbor and your neighbor wants to do the same thing, then the maximum amount we can reimburse back is $750. 50% of the project cost up to $1,500.
So now, would that have to be on like redoing a sidewalk, or is that could be if you have a shared landscaping type?
It could be. So like if you were my neighbor and you wanted to do landscaping in front of your home and you asked me if I wanted to do landscaping in front of my home and I said sure, then we could go in together, do the landscaping, have someone do the landscaping, and then we would get up to the $750 back.
Each?
Total.
Total?
That's total.
Okay.
This
Yes.
one here in particular does not include sidewalks because there's a different one for
Okay,
sidewalk
so
replacement.
this we're talking
Yeah.
specifically
Yeah, we'll talk about the
landscaping.
sidewalk program here in a minute.
Okay.
Um,
So you're talking landscaping in front of the home that's visible from the road.
Yes.
If you're a corner house, would
If
that...
you're a corner house, it would include, you're considered to have 2 front yards.
Okay.
So yes, we would look at both sides of that. Yes, but
So-
you'd still get the same amount of money reimbursed.
So anybody who is thinking about doing this needs to apply before they do this to see if it's eligible project.
Yes, yes. And it is the owner or the tenant must have a household income of less than $100,000 a year to qualify. And there's, the guidelines and everything. So, I mean, you can do anything from, like I said, landscaping. You could do tree and or shrub maintenance or install trees or shrubs, either way. You could do exterior washing or painting of your home, painting or staining of your porches, decks or fences. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. If you wanted to put in, let's say you have a big picture window in the front of your house and it needed to be replaced, it could go towards that as well.
Anything that would enhance your property from the curb. So, anything exterior.
Okay.
That is an improvement, yes. So this, the guidelines and stuff are on our website. And so you would fill out an application, you'd bring it in, we ask for photos of before, a copy of your tax return or any proof of income, and you would bring that into our office. I would look over it and, to see if it would be approved and be covered and everything. And then you'd be informed of yes, it will or no, it won't. And then you get busy on your project, and then once it's complete, you take after photos, bring those in, and bring your receipts in, and then we can get your reimbursement probably within 3 to 4 weeks.
So you said how much is it? How much can you get reimbursed for? Up to what?
Up to $1,000.
Up to $1,000,
No,
so if you're-
no. If you spend up to $1,000, we will reimburse $500.
Okay.
Yeah, and then if you go in with your neighbor, and it's up to $1,500, and then we reimburse $750.
Okay. So now, like if you spend $800, it would be half of that.
Basically,
it wouldn't be.
yes.
It wouldn't be the
Right.
500. It'd be,
No.
It'd be half of what you've invested.
And you can spend more, but if you spend $3,000, you're only going to get the $500.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's information, like I said, on that on our website, and then we have the.
Hey, before we move on, Sarah,
Yes.
this program's been on a year or two. So
Mm-hmm.
you've had some folks that have utilized it.
We have had a few. Not as many as I'd like to see. So
Right.
that's we're just really trying to get the word out. And it really is a good program if you're wanting to do a little bit of improvement.
Yeah.
And hey, getting some of your money back on anything is a good thing. So
So have you seen any project that's happened that pops at you that sticks out in your mind that was out of the ordinary as far as any?
I wouldn't say out of the ordinary. We've had some people that, did some landscaping, replaced a door that goes into their garage, like a side door that goes into their garage. They lived on a corner lot. Some things like that. So, yeah, just cleaning up, landscaping around the front of their house and which in all those cases, it's been an improvement,
Right.
and it looks nice. Yeah. But as far as anything that's like, wow,
Yeah.
it's just been simple things, but yeah, I mean, now's the time with warmer weather coming to take advantage of it. It's a great program, so.
So even a potential garage door
Yeah.
replacement.
Yeah.
If
And all
it's-
those
if
little
it's considered
yeah.
a front.
All
yard
those
area.
little aesthetic improvements, just one at a time, eventually add up and really do change. the
And
way
you
a
can
neighborhood
apply
look.
for it. Yeah, you can apply for it more than once. You just have to, a year's got to go by before you can apply again. So like if you applied now, you couldn't, and you got approved, you couldn't apply again until
next year?
next year after, this date. So,
So if somebody was really goal-oriented, they set themselves, I'm going to do this year, this
Yeah.
next year,
absolutely.
they could go ahead and,
Yeah, take advantage of it. That's what it's there for.
Yeah.
okay.
So then we have the shared cost sidewalk and curb program. And normally Zach Wearig, our director of city projects, kind of oversees this part of it.
Okay.
But the sidewalks are city sidewalks, but they are the responsibility of the homeowner.
Okay.
So if you are interested in replacing the sidewalk in front of your house, this is a good program as well. We reimburse up to $4 per square foot of sidewalk and $25 per linear foot of curb. So again, there is an application that would need to be filled out. That goes to Zach at City Hall. He overlooks it. He'll come out and look at the sidewalk, that kind of thing. So that's another way to take advantage of this great program. Now, it used to be the city would come and remove the sidewalk, but because we have this program now, we do not do that anymore.
Okay.
I just wanted to, people have been aware for a long time that we've
Okay.
always done that, but we do not anymore. So this is a great program as well. And we've had some people take advantage of this and replace some really nasty sidewalks, and they look fantastic. So
So now, is that something you need to fill out an application for again?
Yes.
And
Get approved.
Get approved for and take pictures of, and the same,
yes,
pretty much the same process?
yes.
Okay.
Yep. So, and I'll give you an example. There was someone who wanted to replace the sidewalks in front of their house.
Uh-huh.
But then they wanted to replace the walkway and the steps going up to their door. So that doesn't fall under the sidewalk replacement, because once you get off the sidewalk, that's your personal property. So what they did is they took the sidewalk program application, applied for that for the sidewalk in front of the house. Then they took the curb appeal application and program and did that for the sidewalk going up to the front door and
Right.
the new front steps. So that's an idea that you could utilize both of them at the same time. So
Turned out really nice. Too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
with them being different programs, you're eligible
Yes.
to apply for both.
Yes. Yeah. So 2 great programs that we just can't talk enough about. We want to get the word out on those. And, if anybody has questions at any time, feel free to call our office. The information, the guidelines and stuff are online
Okay.
at cityofgreensburg.com. And, so hopefully, warmer weather's coming. Start thinking of those projects that you want to do and keep these programs in mind. And if you're unsure, again, give us a call.
Okay.
Okay?
So potentially would that cover like flower bed replacements?
Yeah, we're not
The
gonna
curb appeal
we're
would.
not gonna cover flower pots and,
Right. But
and
like
that
if
kind
it's
of
in
thing.
the ground, like
If
some
it's in the ground,
mulching a flower
mulching,
bed,
yes.
potentially, things like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So now we're gonna get into the weeds of things. Ha ha.
Yeah, I picked up on that.
Just making sure you're awake there, Sandy.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for that one. To the weeds of things.
So I told Amber yesterday, I said, gosh, it seems like I was just out the radio station talking about
does.
this. And here we are a year later already. Wow. It's crazy.
I know, and I think of you every time I drive by and see 'cause we're
Tall
not
grass or
We're
whatever.
not
Oh,
really looking at that yet, are we? As far as like
not
that?
yet, but
yet.
it won't be long. Things are greening up and starting to grow. So with that, we'll talk about grass.
Okay.
And it's getting to be that time of year. And when you live in Indiana, normally between, April and October, 6-7 months out of the year, you got to mow your grass. And that's just part of living in this area and taking on that responsibility. So mow your grass. If not, then you will most likely get a letter from us if it gets to be 7 inches or taller for us to tell you to mow your grass. which really is something we shouldn't have to do, but we do. And if you
And there could be some hardship cases.
there could, yes, and we do look at those individually. You know, if somebody calls and says, "Hey, my mower broke down, it's getting repaired. I should get it back here." Let's say you get a letter from us, and then
okay.
you call and you say, "My mower is in the shop. I should get my mower back here in 2 or 3 days." We'll work with you, but to just not mow, you're going to get a letter from us, and if you don't have it mowed within the 5 days, we will move in and mow it, and it's not cheap. It's a minimum of $200 for the city to move in and mow your grass.
Because the bill will be passed on to that.
The bill will be passed on to the homeowner, and then if they don't pay it within 30 days, then a lien will be put on the property through the courthouse, through your property taxes. So, and there's additional fees for that are added on. So, you know, you don't want to have to pay $200 at least, at a minimum, for us to come in and mow your yard, no matter how big or how small. So, you know, mow your grass.
Yeah, just best to keep it done.
And I'm guessing my mower's in the shop's probably not going to work more than once or twice.
That's right. That's right. That doesn't mean that's an excuse that you can use, like my dog ate my homework. You know. So the grass, and then trash and junk. This tends to become a big problem, and I can't stress enough, keep your trash and your junk that's outside your house cleaned up, or you will get a letter from us, and you will have 10 days to clean it up. And if you don't have it cleaned up in 10 days, we can move in and clean that up. And
you've done that.
Yes, we have, and that is a very expensive process. So, you know, I understand some people don't think that their trash or junk is trash or junk, but it is, and other people don't want to look at it. It's disrespectful to your neighbors, to other people in the community. Don't pile stuff up on your front porch. Don't pile stuff up in your backyard. Putting a fence up is not going to resolve that issue. I have people that be like, "Well, I'll just put a fence up." Well, that's not going to resolve it. So, you know, just keep things picked up and be respectful.
Yeah, it really just comes down to being a good neighbor, and being a good member of the community. You know, whether it's mowing your grass or leaving your trash out, you know, your neighbors don't want to see that, and it just kind of leaves a bad look around. So keep it picked up, and then you won't hear from us.
So now, what's the rule surrounding like an unplated vehicle?
That's the next thing I was going to get into.
Okay.
So junk vehicles, junk abandoned vehicles. If you have a vehicle that's parked on the road, does not have plates, or has flat tires and sat there for a while, that is a police issue.
Okay.
They will ticket the vehicle, I think, with a 72-hour tag, and they'll come back 72 hours later, and if it's not removed, they can have it towed. Now, if it is on your property, that's where we will come into play. If you have junk vehicles, it doesn't matter if they're behind your house, in front of your house, in your yard, which vehicles don't belong in yards anyhow, but and they don't have plates or they don't run, then you will get a letter from us. And if they're visible to the public. So if you have a junk vehicle in the back of your house and you have an alley that runs behind your house, that is a public alley. So that is viewable to the public. It's in public view, and you will receive a letter. And if that vehicle has sat there for 21 days and has not been moved, then we can have it towed. And we've towed many vehicles because of that. Again, it's just about being respectful and you know, and taking responsibility for things that you own and your vehicles that you own. They have to be plated, they have to run, and if they don't, then get rid of them. If not, we will.
So what if it runs but it hasn't been plated yet, but you've got plates you're working on.
Then show us proof that you've applied for the plates.
Okay.
You know, in our office, we're always willing to work with people. We would rather the individuals resolve these issues on their own so that the city doesn't have to move in and be responsible for removing vehicles. You know, all you got to do is call our office, give us an update, what's going on, where you're at in the process. You know, if you're waiting on, you know, your plates to renew or whatever, or you're waiting on your stickers, we are always willing to try to work with people, you know, because we don't want to have to move in and take your car or tow your car. Yeah. We don't want to move in and mow your grass either, you know. Mm-hmm. So if just call our office, talk with us, and then we are usually very flexible about working with people, but we also, you know, expect that there's going to be results at the end of that.
So if you have to tow away some vehicles, does the homeowner still get a bill, or the person still get a bill for where you pull that from?
If they want the vehicle back, they'll have to go and settle things with the wrecker service that towed it.
Okay.
There'll be a tow bill, and
so the city would be out of it at that point.
Yes.
Now, if it's a police issue,
same
the
thing.
Vehicle that's been parked along the roadway. Mm-hmm. It's the same process, you said?
I believe it is. Yeah, they'll have it towed, and then they settle up with the towing company.
Okay.
To be able to get that vehicle back. But if you get the vehicle back, that doesn't mean go put it back where it was and not do anything about it, because then you'll get another letter from us. You know, so, yeah. And you know, back to the grass and junk and trash at homes, you know, not everybody owns their home, and we mm-hmm. understand that. But whoever's living in that home is the one, you know, the homeowner is somewhat responsible, so if that would be the landlord. But, you know, it's not your landlord's responsibility to take care of your junk and trash either. So normally in situations like that, we will send a letter not only to the property owner, but to the occupant of the home. So they both get letters, so the landlords are aware, you know, of what's going on the property they own as well. Mm-hmm. Having said all of that.
And having said that, now maybe based on the agreement, the landlord might be responsible for getting the grass mowed.
Yes.
That could pose a little different
yes.
scenario.
Yes. Yes.
So then if you have to mow the grass, the letter will be sent to the...
It's still going to be sent to both people.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Anytime it's a home that the occupant doesn't own, it gets sent to both. So that they're both aware, so they can't, you know, say, well, I never got a letter type thing. Okay. They're both sent that. So with all of that being said, there is 2 ways that you can report issues with grass, junk, trash, junk vehicles. That is, you can call our office, or you can go online to our website, and there is a citizen reporter. And you can go online there. It's a very simple process. You fill out, you know, what the problem is and the address of where the issue is. It maps it on a map to show us where, and it keeps track. Mm-hmm. So we could go into the citizen reporter ourselves, and we could look at a house, and we could tell, you know, how many reports have been made on that address, like for grass or whatever it may be.
Wow.
Yeah. So then that, once you fill out that complaint on the citizen reporter, we are notified by email that we have a complaint. We can go in and look at it, and then we start, you know, we start the process of, okay, we received the complaint. And then, you know, we go and check it out, and then we put that it's in progress. You know, and that sends notification to the complainant that we've received it, it's in progress. You know, we can make notes on there that'll email them back and let them know as well. Mm-hmm. So it's a really great software program thing that the city has for people to be able to easily report that kind of stuff. So
that sounds like that might be the edge as far as like give the other option an edge, just from what that process is. It sounds like,
and
sounds
when
like that'd be the way to go, to complain.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do report a problem or a violation, you can absolutely remain anonymous. Online, you do not have to put your name. Even when you call our office, we never disclose, like, if someone called and said that their neighbor, wasn't mowing their grass. We're not going to tell the violation holder who called and complained or where the complaint came from. So, we don't want people to feel like their neighbors are going to, be upset with them for saying something, because, discretion is important, and we want everybody to just be good neighbors. And, if you have to tell on your neighbor for not mowing their grass, then
we're not going to tell your neighbor that you called. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, your grass needs mowed, so,
And probably 9 times out of 10, the homeowner's going to know.
Yeah.
They usually have an idea.
Yeah, but then sometimes it's like
they could be wrong.
They could be wrong. Yeah, I've seen it both ways. So, trash and junk. We are having Heavy Trash Week, which is going to be May 19th through the 23rd.
Okay.
We are only having one Heavy Trash Week this year. We're going to see how that goes. Instead of doing one in the spring and one in the fall, we are just doing one in the spring, and which again is May 19th through the 23rd. And so if you are cleaning things out, and maybe keep that in mind on timing of when you want to clean things out, to where it'll be, you can set it out that week. Don't set it out a week or two before. No.
Please don't do that.
Yeah.
Now, I can't remember. You don't take electronics, do you?
No.
Because of there's the electronics.
Right. No tires, no like toxic
materials.
things, no construction material, those kind of things. So, yeah. There is a time and place for that when they do the recycling things out at the fairgrounds. So, yes, one Heavy Trash Week this year. Again, May 19th through the 23rd. Schedule your clean out of things for that week. Do not set it out a week or two before. A day or two before your regular trash pickup is plenty of time. And, so.
So, if I remember correctly, and I don't know whether just being the 1 week, that's a week they don't pick up shrubs or...
They will not pick up brush that week.
Brush, or anything like that.
Right. They'll get that caught up the following week. And I'm glad you brought that up, because that brought up something else I wanted to talk about as well. So in regards to brush, let's get a little bit heavier here with tree trimmings.
Okay.
If you have a tree trimming service come in and trim your trees, or even cut a tree down, whatever it may be, they are responsible for removing all the debris. The city will not pick it up.
Okay.
So again, if you hire a tree trimming service or a professional to come in and cut a tree down, they are responsible for the removal of the debris from that. Now, if you cut a tree or two down at your house, you do it yourself. For instance, we just did that at our house last week. We had a couple apple trees. We cut them down. My husband and my brother did that, and we hauled all the limbs and stuff. Well, I shouldn't say we. They hauled all the limbs and all that stuff around to the front of the house, and the city picked it up. But if we would have hired someone to come in and do that, then they would have been responsible for removing that brush. So that's important to remember that.
So if I cut a couple limbs off of a tree, it's okay. I'm going to just leave them out front of the house.
Yes. And when you do place them out in front of your house, place them with the cut end towards the road, not the branchy, end of it. It's easier. I guess it probably doesn't matter so much anymore now that we have the brush truck, the boom truck. But yeah, so it used to be that, place the cut in towards the road so they'd be easier to pick up that way. Still do that if you think about that, just in case the boom truck would be down or something and they'd have to use a flatbed or whatever to get it. So yeah, that's something I wanted to touch on.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, though, which end to
Mm-hmm.
point towards the road. But
Yeah.
they've had that brush truck, what, a year or two?
No, we've had
Longer
it.
than that?
Yeah, we got that. I asked Mark Klostercamper about that the other day. We've had it. We got it back when Dan Manis was mayor, so
Okay.
it's probably
So
6,
it's
7 years
pretty-
old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, yeah, but it's. I think that was a great purchase, and to be able to clean up
Yeah.
brush and stuff like that.
Oh, sure,
So a lot
yeah.
easier, a lot easier on their backs and stuff too. So
Kind of like with the trash receptacles where you're not picking up the
yes,
Yeah.
trash bags, where there's
yeah,
so much more potential for
injury.
mishaps
Yeah.
or injuries,
mhm.
from that. So,
Yep. A lot of the safety in mind in those things, the safety of the workers. So
Sarah Hamer, Amber Coyne, anything else we need to cover this morning?
no, I think I've checked everything off the list.
Okay. Anything
So-
from a planning zoning thing to pass along this morning? Because I know your office covers
Yeah.
building permits, fences. Just a quick comment on
Fences, yes, fences. So it used to be we didn't have to, you didn't have to get a permit for a fence.
Okay.
Now you do. That changed about a year or so ago. The permit does not cost anything, but there is a simple permit application to fill out. And then with that, we like to see a drawing of where the fence is going to go. Again, we'll talk about a corner lot, a house that's on a corner lot. You're considered to have 2 front yards. You can't have anything over 4-foot fence in a front yard, what's considered a front yard. So you get to corner lots and it can get a little bit confusing, a little tricky. So please, I know there's, we have a lot of fences that go up this time of year. And please contact our office, or you can apply for a fence permit. We do have an online permit portal now. That is very simple to use. You go in, you create an account. You have to do that one time, and you select what kind of permit that you want, fill in some information. You can upload pictures, drawings, that kind of thing. We can approve all of that online. You can pay online. Well, fence permits don't cost anything, but any permit, any other permit, you can pay online, and you don't even have to come in the office for anything. So, and you print off your own permit.
Yeah.
So what if you're putting a fence down the middle of your yard?
Down the
Still
middle.
still the same as far as height? Or is that
In
just-
your backyard, if you put a fence in your backyard and you go down the middle of your yard,
say you're going down the middle
it
of
can
your
be
yard.
6 feet.
Okay. So you're not bound by that 4 feet. That 4 feet has
4
to
feet
do
is
with
for the front
front
yard.
yard.
front, or if you're in the corner, it's still, like you said, considered front yard. Both 4 feet.
You could put 6 feet in the back, but you have to put 4 feet in the front.
Okay.
We don't get a lot of people that put fences in their front yard, but it does get a little tricky, with a corner lot. So
Swimming pools.
swimming pools, you have to have a permit for a swimming pool. It doesn't matter if it's in ground or above ground. Anything over 24 inches, which is 2 feet, you have to have a fence around. So
And that includes those pop-up pools too.
yeah.
Man, I would think you'd want to have a fence around just from a safety.
Oh, absolutely. Or
Standpoint.
you're looking at big liability.
Okay.
So yeah,
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Questions? Call your office.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Absolutely.
I think Deanna's writing down a question. Somebody has a question.
Okay.
Before we
Well,
wrap it up, let's see
we'll wait and see.
what the caller wants to ask.
Okay.
We'll find
Yeah.
out.
So nope, it's getting warmer weather. Gets to be a little bit busier in our office. So
Oh. All right. Please have the handle of the trash can pointing towards the street.
yes.
That's not a question, is it? It's like somebody
No, that's a statement.
that comment.
That's a statement.
So-
So yes, the
Mark
trash
must be
cans. Yeah.
That's what I
My guess is that's from Mark.
That's what I thought
So,
too.
yes, the handles of your trash toters need to be facing the street. So, everybody be clear on that.
I know as I was dragging mine out this morning, I'm thinking, yeah, drag towards the street. But
Yep.
then the recycling's
the opposite.
The opposite.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
nope.
Yeah. Trash handled towards the street.
All right.
I think that's it, Sandy. I think
All right.
we've covered a lot and appreciate it.
All right, that was a good way to wrap it up. Have the trash handle placing towards the street.
That's right.
And make sure the lid covers
Closes.
it. Because if the lid's not closed,
They will not pick
they
it
will
up.
not pick it up, and they'll probably tag it.
Yes.
And I don't know if the letter comes from you or them.
No, that's one letter that doesn't come from us.
Tree Country, good morning. It is 8:04 WTRE. WTRE 1330, W282AZ 104.